Good morning, y'all. Happy Tuesday, December 23rd, 2025. As I'm recording this, it's 6:40 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's 8:40 a.m. Eastern, 5:40 a.m. Pacific. And today, we've got quite a bit of weather to talk about for your Christmas week. We're going to go over today, tomorrow, and Thursday, which is Christmas Day. And honestly, if you're hoping for white Christmas, unless you're in the Northeast, you're gonna be pretty disappointed. Northeast already has some snow, but and we're gonna look at more. So let's dive in. So today, the Storm Prediction Center's convective outlook is highlighting two areas. These are just a general risk. These aren't on the scale, I guess. This is just a general thunderstorms risk, and this is for most of California and some of South Texas. So the Texas one, that includes Houston. That does not include Houston. That includes San Antonio, or at least parts of San Antonio, from College Station through Victoria down into the Rio Grande Valley, incorporating Corpus Christi. That's just going to be just some general thunderstorms. Nothing too bad. Same with California right now. You guys aren't going to be dealing with a whole lot. It's just going to be um, it's just gonna be a weak trough inflow. Oh, I'm just noticing this marginal risk actually that I somehow missed for the northern coast from Crescent City down to about, where is that? Just about Petaluma. This is just on the coast, so they updated this since I looked at this. So it's just a localized threat for severe gusts. So this is just some wind to be aware of for Northern California, for the Northern California coast. So if you're in Northern California, want to take a beach day, maybe go farther south. Maybe make a day out of it. Don't try not to go too local. And honestly, I think everyone up there kind of deserves a decent beach day, especially those in Redding right now dealing with all flooding. You guys deserve a break. Really sad to hear about all that. But anyway, that's day one, California and Texas. So this story doesn't really ramp up that much today. It honestly looks like we've just got a slight risk of excessive rainfall from parts of California. The coast, like I just said, highlighted from Crescent City down to about Petaluma. And the transverse range of California from Los Angeles, the Los Angeles transverse range from Santa Barbara to about Ontario, and then Mount Shasta to just past Placerville. It does include some burn scars from the wildfires earlier this year, back in January. So how that works is the water is going to soak into the burn scars and cause mudslides and rock slides, and that's going to be a big deal going forward. So I would say today's a good day to make sure your evacuation kits are ready to go, just in case. Better safe than sorry in this case. And as far as winter storms today, it's going to be a lot on Mount Shasta. It's going to be a lot on the Sierras. And some snow across mountains of Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and Montana. And then the Northeast, you guys are going to see a lot of snow, 4 inches or more, expected for the Adirondacks, the Green Mountains, White Mountains, and parts of Maine. This is going to be including parts like Portland, Augusta, Belfast, up to Bangor. So be ready for that. Tomorrow, though, is when things are really going to ramp up. We've got a marginal risk for severe weather for the California coast and the Central Valley. This includes places along the coast: San Francisco, the entire Bay Area, Los Angeles, Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, Monterey, all the way up to about, where is that? To Fort Bragg, Santa Rosa, and then the Central Valley. That includes Sacramento, Fresno, Modesto, Stockton, all the way down to Hanford. This is for that trough that I was talking about that's moving into California later this evening, and that is that could potentially bring some spin up tornadoes possible. We've got a 2% risk for tornadoes for the same area. Honestly, thinking about it, I don't know how possible this is for tornadoes, but I know they can happen in the Central Valley. So be prepared for that. You might get tornado warnings, so if that happens, go to interior room, the basement. Make sure you've got helmets, closed-toe shoes, anything you need to be ready for that. Because while rare, tornadoes can happen in this part of California. And as far as excessive rainfall, we've got a high risk for excessive rainfall for the transverse range. This includes Santa Barbara all the way over to Big Bear Lake. And this also includes some really nasty burn scars around Altadena and the Palisades fire burn scars. This is going to be a lot of water coming into some very loose soil. So be prepared for mudslides. Be prepared for flooding if you're in the Los Angeles Valley and the Inland Empire. Be prepared for any of that if you need to. This is Christmas Eve. If you need to spend Christmas with some friends or family elsewhere, do that, because this is not going to be a safe place for you in the Los Angeles Valley or the Inland Empire, especially under those burn scars. Like the thumbnail says, we're not done dealing with that. This is going to be a major issue for you right now. So this is why I'm saying today, make sure you have your 72-hour kits, your everything you need to handle the next couple days, because it's going to become real. It's going to be very important that you have those ready for Christmas Eve. As far as anywhere else, you could have. We are expecting some more precipitation, up to 4 inches, 3 inches possible for the Sierras. Over an inch possible for honestly most of California, including San Diego. And also throughout most of Nevada. Near Las Vegas, you could see more than 3 inches. Up to 3 inches in parts of northwest Arizona, southern Utah, southern Idaho, the Olympic Range. You guys are also going to see up to over an inch. Winter storms tomorrow. You could see a white Christmas for Mount Shasta and the Sierras. This isn't gonna be powder. You're not gonna be skiing down it though. This is not good skiing. This is gonna be Sierra concrete, as they call it. And also parts of the Klamath Mountains of Oregon, you're gonna see snow, Mount Rainier. And then in Utah, where I am, not gonna see snow in the valleys, but in the Uintas and Bryan Head. So if you're into skiing in southern Utah, you might want to hit that up. Winter storms are also possible for the mountains of Idaho, Montana, Wyoming. And then, of course, we will continue to see snow for the Adirondacks and also Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine tomorrow. And that kind of cools out for Thursday, for Christmas Day. You're just going to have a nice Christmas up there. Nice white Christmas. Just like the movie, go to Vermont if you want a white Christmas. For Christmas Day, here, convective outlook, we've still got a marginal risk for the California coast. Except this is mostly going to be Southern California. This is going to be around Cambria, Atascadero, down to the Los Angeles Valley. That actually includes King City. I don't know whether that's going to play a factor, but be ready, I guess. And this includes just around south of Monterey and Salinas down through the Los Angeles Valley. It's going to be a bigger trough. This is going to be another big engine for rain for Southern California and Las Vegas over the next couple days, and even snow coming into next week through towards late next week for Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, the Rockies. So that's going to be exciting for us then. You guys might see a few spin-up tornadoes. This is not going to be as robust as Christmas Eve. So if your wish for Christmas was tornadoes, then you're getting that. But you might get that, but you might get them a day early. So your excessive rainfall is going to be the thing to talk about. There's a slight risk for most of the California coast and the Central Valley. That atmospheric river we've been talking about just absolutely flooded out Redding. That's still going to continue for the California coast and for the Central Valley, that's including Sacramento mostly. Precipitation, you're still going to get 4 inches for the Sierras. And basically all the rest of California, you guys are going to get 2 inches. Up to 2 inches depending where you are. Most of the populated areas are going to see at least half an inch, except San Diego. You guys are going to get a very clear Christmas after a good drenching on Christmas Eve. You guys are going to get trace amounts of precipitation, and then about an inch for the Tetons in northern Wasatch. I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb. I didn't write this down, it doesn't say this anywhere, but I'm going to guess that this is going to mean valley rain and mountain snow. We all know what that is if you're in northern Utah. And that this honestly looks exactly like that. And as far as winter storms, backing me up right there. We're going to get snow possible for the Colorado Rockies, the Wasatch and Uintas for Thursday. Some snow from northern Montana from about Malta out to the North Dakota border. Then also the upper Midwest, Minnesota, Wisconsin, all of Michigan. You guys as well might be looking at some snow. And of course the Sierras, you guys are going to get about a foot of snow again. Now let's look at the weather forecast offices and what those guys are going to say for the relevant times for through the middle of this week. And of course we have to look at the Los Angeles office because that's where we're going to see the biggest impacts. They are saying this is all caps, strong atmospheric winter storm with dangerous flooding and rock and mudslides tonight through Thursday evening. This morning will be cloudy with a chance of a sprinkle just about anywhere. The chance of rain will increase this afternoon as the atmospheric river sets up into more of a north to south orientation and approaches the state. We're going to get a major storm to affect Southern California late this evening and through Wednesday. Strong upperly southwesterly jet, that's upper level of the atmosphere, interacting with a very moist tropical air mass with values peaking around 1.5 inches. We're going to see a lot of rain. It also, again, all caps, dangerous and widespread flooding concerns. This is especially for the Los Angeles Valley and the Inland Empire. So if you're in that area, please take this seriously. Have your 72-hour kits ready to go. Spend Christmas elsewhere if you can. And rain totals through Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, that is, 2 to 4 inches for coastal and valley areas. 4 to 7 inches for foothills and mountains. And yeah, this is going to be a big issue. Thunderstorms, unstable air associated with the storms, along with strong jet dynamics, will bring a chance of embedded thunderstorms tonight and Wednesday to all areas. You've got a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms. You've got brief, intense rainfall with each storm. And because of this, you guys might have tornadoes or waterspouts that come aground that make landfall. So be prepared for that. Snow levels remain in the 7,500 to 8,000 foot range through Christmas Eve, but will drop to around 7,000 feet on Christmas Day. So no winter weather areas are issued. Issues are expected through Christmas Eve, but you could get some decent accumulating snowfall, at least for the resorts on Christmas Day. So, I mean, if you want to go to Big Bear Lake, get some skiing in, you can. That's definitely a possibility. I don't know that you want to. Please take care of your homes, and your belongings. And it says, again, all caps, once again, this is a very dangerous holiday storm. Anyone traveling on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day will need to exercise extreme caution. You know what they say, turn around, don't drown, with floodwaters. Make sure that you're ready before the storm hits. That means today. And looking at the Sacramento office, it's kind of the same story. It's not nearly as drastic. We've got a series of atmospheric rivers will bring major holiday travel impacts for periods of heavy rain. If you're going through Donner Pass, if you're traveling through the Sierras, I don't recommend this week as a time to do that. Because the Sierras are just going to get absolutely pounded with snow. You're going to get the trough bringing lots of humidity, lots of precipitation to Northern California, to the Sacramento area. Despite initially high snow levels early Wednesday morning, a rapid drop to snow levels around 5,500 to 6,500 feet is anticipated by mid-morning on Wednesday. As the offshore system approaches and pulls colder air into the region, you guys are going to get a lot of condensation. It's going to be foggy in the valleys for the mornings. So honestly, be prepared for some really tough conditions through California for the next couple days. And if you're looking for white Christmas, go northeast. That's basically my takeaways from the forecast for this week. So be prepared for all that. Stay safe, everyone. Please make sure that you're tuned into your local forecasts. And yeah, that's about all I have for you this morning. Please stay safe. See you next time.